Good afternoon, everyone. I'm YC. Welcome back to my channel, YC Cooks and Bakes. If you're new here and you like the video, please comment, like, and subscribe so you can get all my recipes in the description. Today, I'm just not feeling it, so I'm going to go to my go-to easy supper. Now, it don't look like an easy supper once you get done. It looks beautiful. It looks extravagant and deluxe, but it's easy, and I'm going to share it with you right now. It's roasted potatoes, London broil, and whatever vegetable you can rustle up. Maybe it can be sauteed green beans, whatever we like to do all the time. Okay, so this morning when I woke up, I'm thinking, well, I just want something simple. And so I decided I'm going to marinate a London broil. And it wasn't even quite 8 o'clock yet. So by 4, 8 hours had gone by of me marinating this piece of meat. And you've seen the cut of round beef in the stores that they use for London broil. Even some stores even call it a London broil, but it's not a London broil until you marinate it for at least 8 hours or overnight. And that's what I did. So even though this is a quick meal, the biggest part is marinating it. And I'm going to put it in the pan right now and season it. And you'll see how beautiful it is. Look at this beautiful piece of meat. Okay. They can be expensive, but sometimes they're on sale. And I know Food Lion has them on sale quite a bit. And I marinate it. I have my own marinade I do, which I can put in the link for you if you don't have anything in the house to marinate it with. But it's usually marinated in like an Italian dressing type marinade with the oil, vinegar, stuff like that. But I do have a homemade one that I like to use, which I wasn't even feeling that today. So I used the rest of my Italian dressing and some Paul Newman ginger sesame dressing. And I used it up because it was time to use it up anyway. And so I will bring you forward so you can see what I'm putting on it. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's the top of the meat. And you have to put salt on it liberally, okay? You can see how thick this piece of meat is. So you don't freak out by putting this amount of salt. It has a lot to go through. So you're just going to shake your big shaker across it. Don't freak out about that. And then some garlic. Okay. And some black pepper. Okay. And some Italian seasoning. Okay. And we're going to turn it over and do the same thing. Let me pat some of it down with the fork first so that it doesn't all fall off. But some's bound to, you know. Okay. And you do this under your high broiler. Make sure you move your oven rack up about 5 inches just below the broiler. Don't be afraid to use that salt. I know you're probably thinking, oh my goodness. No, you don't even taste it. It literally takes that much for it to have flavor because it's so thick. And then put lots of garlic. or you can use some, minced garlic if you want. Sometimes I use that. Depends on how much garlic you have in your marinade. My homemade marinade has a lot of garlic in it. Okay, and some pepper. And you only do this like 8.5, 9 minutes on one side. Open the oven door, flip it, and 8.5, 9 minutes the other side, and it's done. That's why it's my go-to quick, easy meal. You can literally have, this is a large one, so it might take 9 or 10 minutes each side. But a small, like just a London broil for 4 people, literally takes only 16 minutes. That's it, 16 minutes. And the Italian seasoning. Okay. And this is what I probably could lift you up, but see how it looks like. I'll lift you up so you can see what it looks like. Okay. And you put a half foil under it for easy cleanup. Okay, so let's put this aside. This is already prepared, ready to pop in the oven. Okay, and what you're going to do with it is we're going to have roasted potatoes with it. Okay, and I already sprayed a pan. I'm going to put my roasted potatoes in my toaster oven, and they are going to cook while this is under the broiler in my big oven. And you just take, you clean potatoes, you can leave the skin on. Remember, this is supposed to be your go-to simple recipe, and they cook in about the same amount of time. You just a bunch of squares. See, this is your go-to recipe, so don't make it complicated. These might take 20, 25 minutes at the most. In under 30 minutes, you should have your meal done on a go-to simple meal. Not hours. People look at a big piece of meat like that and they're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. It's hours and hours, or I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, you do. You can do it very simply. Okay, so you have this potatoes. This is like 4 or 5 potatoes for my family. And I'm going to use some parsley. And I'm going to take the whole cap off because I'm going to liberally use this just like parsleyed potatoes. I'm going to put quite a bit. And then the same spices you use for the London broil. Here's your garlic. Here's your Italian seasoning. You can put some paprika too if you want. Here's some salt. And here's some black pepper. And then you just take a spoon and you mix it around like this. You just stir it until all the spices and the olive oil, blend it all over the potatoes. And then you just take your pan and you pour it on. That's it. You're done. Just flatten them out. Your meal prep is all done. I'm going to throw this in the toaster oven. I'm going to put this in the big oven. And after about 9 or 10 minutes, I'm going to flip this over for another 9 minutes. And that's it. We'll be done. Bring you back. Okay, I'm back. I got everything done in 23 minutes. So, and I just was letting, this sit a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I cut it. Probably could sit a few more minutes, but we'll go ahead and cut it. And you want to go at an angle. And let me see where the lines are. Yeah. You want it, you don't want it to where the lines look this way or this way. You want, when you cut it, the piece that you cut should look like all different shapes, like counties in a state. It should look like a map, like puzzles. It should not be straight lines this way or straight lines this way. When you cut, if it doesn't look like a map of puzzle pieces, turn it around and try the other side. And always cut very thinly and on an angle. Okay. Which I'm sure some of you already know that. Helps to have a sharp knife too. This probably could use some sharpening. And we like it a little bit on the medium rare side. We don't like a London broil completely cooked like a chuck roast, It's not a pot roast. But this, I don't know if you can see that. See how it looks like a map? The lines aren't going all one way or the other. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I'm going to get this cut up. Our potatoes are already roasted. And I'll make a plate for you. Okay, our supper is ready. And this is my husband's for work. Of course, he has to go to work. You know that. Okay, that's his. And this is my plate. There it is. And I'll lift it up so you can see it maybe better. There it is. And there it is there. And easy peasy, extremely simple. London broil, roasted potatoes and green beans, that's it, in just 23 minutes. And honestly, even if you did, instead of the roasted potatoes, you didn't have potatoes, you didn't feel like doing that, you could do one of those boxes of rice, wild rice, Uncle Ben's wild rice, or broccoli and cheddar rice, whatever kind of rice your family likes. Those are done in 20-25 minutes. You know that from the packs. So really simple. And while this is in there for just a few minutes, you could do whatever dishes you have and you're set. So I'm glad you came along with me this evening to share my easy peasy dinner idea. One that looks like you spent a lot of time, but you didn't. And I hope you have a fantastic night. Bye-bye.